If anyone was wondering, this does not feel great. What's going on, guys? Today is November 16th, Thursday. I totally meant to make a YouTube video last week because I want to make this like a weekly thing, but I got a pretty gnarly eye infection. It was like really bad. It was not actually on my eye, but it was like on my eyelid. It was basically like having a pimple in your eyelid. So that was pretty gross. Definitely didn't want to film. But today we have a pretty cool day. So definitely want to take you guys along. First thing we're going to do is we're going to go weigh in. There's been some interesting things happening with my weight. There's been some really good things happening with my physique. So I make sure every morning to go weigh myself. So we're going to go see where that is. And then we got to go have breakfast right after that, and then I'm gonna take you guys to my bodywork appointment, and I'll talk a little bit more about that. But bodywork is definitely something that I saw a lot of like the professional athletes and professional bodybuilders doing, and it's something that I started investing in myself kind of like on a bi-weekly thing, and it's made such a big difference in my recovery but also my physique too. So I'll take you guys there with me. My camera is actually pretty heavy, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna set this down. And fully clothed right now, we got 199.4. So if you guys remember from my initial weigh-in, I'm actually a decent amount lighter, because my first weigh-in, I think I was like 200.3, no clothes on, and right now, you know, I just have joggers and a t-shirt and some socks on, but I'm lighter. So at the beginning of my plan, I was actually on a cardio program of 25 minutes 4 times a week, but that's actually since been cut, and I think my calories should be going up, so I'll keep you guys updated on that. Anytime you're counting calories, a lot of sauces kind of go out the door because it's really hard to measure those every time you eat them. So dry seasonings are often where it's at. I found this one that I really like. It's the Kinder's Buttery Steakhouse. And for those of you that know me, when I find something I really like, I kind of have a problem of like stacking up on it like there's an apocalypse. So here's my Buttery Steakhouse Kinder's collection to get me through prep. Please sponsor me. What's up?
Good morning.
Good morning.
All right. Come on in.
All right, so I'm here with Chris. Chris has magical hands. And I wanted to do this because a lot of my friends ask me like why I always have all these fucking cut marks on me. And it's not because I'm a bodybuilder. It literally just makes me feel better, I would say. And I feel like it's super applicable to normal people as well, because a lot of the things that bother me, and we're about to go through those, are things that are caused from like work. We're gonna check me out. I looked at myself in the mirror this morning and I'm like, wow, I very obviously look like shit, so you should have a good time. Look at my shoulders. It's so bad, right? Chris just said I look like I'm out of an army movie.
Yeah. That versus...
Yeah, that'll hurt. I'm using the same amount of pressure.
Same amount of pressure. Yeah, so... Okay, so... If you do that snow angel again, that right shoulder comes up. The right trap comes up a lot more than the left one does. Oh. So we got a little bit of overactivity in that trap.
And so my usual posture during the day is this. Mm-hmm. Would you say that's a contributing factor?
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean,
It's fairly
it just
common.
feels like on this side, like I stop here. And like this side it's not too bad. So we have kind of like the before, I would say now. So he's gonna work on me and then we'll show you guys kind of what it looks like after. Because what's bodybuilding, right? You're just tearing muscle tissue.
Yes, and building it back up.
Yeah, but I felt like I could not correctly tear muscle tissue, especially in like my upper chest region, because my shoulders were so damn tight all the time. So we'll check back in a sec.
Right there at that cup right here. We got a little bit of adhesion definitely there.
If anyone was wondering, this does not feel great. It doesn't feel terrible, honestly, but like,
Give me 3 more.
it's just not great.
All right.
All right.
So we are now.
Yeah, I feel beat up.
We're now at the end of the session, and we're gonna have Dan go through some post-session.
Same thing I did
Same
before.
thing we did before. Yep. Just a snow angel. And now what we see is we see more even in the scapula, because before we had a lot more rotation on the left than the right. Now
I feel like they'll be able to hear it too, because like at the very beginning, whenever I raised my right arm, it clicked, and like now there's no click.
now they're more even and they're moving more in sync and together.
Yeah, it's definitely not perfect, because from years of like playing baseball and like all that stuff, like you can't just reverse that. I really feel like the reason, especially as someone who's passionate about bodybuilding, like it is literally made me bigger, because like what's the goal? It's to put on as much muscle tissue as possible, and like you really have to have a mind muscle connection for that. And I use my chest probably as the biggest example of growth, because growing up in probably like my first 4 years of lifting, it was really hard for me to grow a chest, because like, can you hold that? Because like I was like, my daily posture was like this. And so, you know, when you hit chest, you have to have a good like scapular retraction in order to really isolate the pecs. But you know, I walked around like this, so in order to even do the exercise, like there was so much more focus and so much more stuff on getting myself here. And now that I walk around more upright, I'm actually able, when I work out, to actually focus on my chest and stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, like I would say like that stuff that you've told me is always like pretty common to people. Yeah. So got chicken and rice here right now. I will honestly say that after 3 weeks of pretty much no fast food, I allow myself 1 cheat meal a week to kind of just be like a good human friend, boyfriend. That way we can still like enjoy life a little bit. But I will say that after 3 weeks of like scheduled eating and eating shit like chicken, rice, and ground beef every single meal, I feel fantastic. Like I literally feel like Superman. Outside of the gym, it is a little tough to eat this dry food that you can only put like a limited amount of seasoning and sauce on. But inside the gym, I literally feel like I'm like on stimulants. A lot of it is definitely like the way what you eat definitely affects like your mind. And so when I'm in the gym now, I feel like I can work out for 3 to 4 hours. My body's properly fueled. I see weights that I normally like would be like, that might be a little heavy. I just pick them up and I'm just like, yeah, we're gonna go for it today. With all that being said, if you are someone who is looking to make a change in their life, whether it's weight loss or just body recomposition, I've always thought that what you look like is 70% what you eat and 30% how you train. And people take the training super seriously, but then they'll go supplement their really hard training with like the worst calories that you can put in your body. So if you want to make a change, you know, it's not the most exciting thing in the world to eat this stuff all the time, but I promise you, you will feel better. And if your goal is really to get stronger and to optimize your performance, whether that's as an endurance athlete or as a bodybuilder or as a strength athlete, then this will definitely help. And I promise you, after a few weeks off of like the fast food and the over-processed junk that most of the country eats, you will notice a change and your performance will be better. I just got to probably one of the coolest places in the entire world. This is Superfitness, and this guy sells millions and millions and millions of dollars worth of gym equipment every single year. Joe was supposed to come with me actually, but he had something else to do, which is pretty unfortunate because it's always a good time when we get together and go places. But I'm here. We're gonna talk some business, possibly doing some content for him, and then I think the plan is to go work out at his gym. And for a guy with warehouses and warehouses and warehouses of equipment, I feel like his gym's gonna be pretty sick. So I got chest day, I'm gonna hit that there, and I'm gonna film that for you too. So just to show you a little bit of what's going on in here, this is literally gym rat paradise. This is one of 3 warehouses. I'm gonna stand on a bench and try to get to the highest point in here, but as you can see, there is gym equipment as far as the eye can see. And this is one of 3 warehouses that he has. It is the most insane thing. I'm thinking for a future YouTube video of coming in here and doing a workout in the warehouse. Let me know if that's something that you want to see. There's definitely a lot of super unique pieces of equipment. There's brand new equipment from Arsenal and Panada and all of that. And then there's also some like really badass old school equipment. So let me know if that's something you want to see. Cool. So what's gonna happen now is me and Steven, we're actually gonna go work out at his gym, which is 12 minutes down the road. I told the people that you have all this equipment in here. I have very high expectations for the stuff that you have selected for your gym. But no, it's gonna be awesome. Steve is awesome. We chopped it up, but
I can't wait.
Yeah,
I think we're gonna go train.
I think we're gonna hit some. I got chest and shoulders, and I think he's gonna hop in for some shoulders.
I'm gonna punish him.
Who have you had in this gym before? Just curious.
Sergio Olivia was here last week.
He's from this area, right?
Yeah, he's here right now. Like, he's in Burlington.
Oh my God.
His mother lives here.
I'm gonna walk in here with the camera and people are gonna think I'm famous.
They will in Little Burlington. So this is the only piece of gym equipment left in my gym that's the original. This is a hand-built machine, and when I bought a gym 15 years ago, the guy said, there's only one thing you can't sell. And I said, what's that? He said, this hunk of shit. I said, it looked like shit. And it needed completely redone. He said, yeah, this was hand built, one of the best bicep curls you've ever used. And I said, what? And so I tried it. Absolutely phenomenal. No bearings. And you're gonna just have to feel it. It's phenomenal.
All right, I'm gonna hop on.
Yeah, go ahead.
Hop on. You got this.
Okay. You want me to film?
Yeah, just go through the mirror.
Oh.
I think the biggest, dude, this articulates it.
The way they built it with the curve on the easy bar curl, no stress on the joint. I should mass market this, shouldn't I?
And the pad too, like
phenomenal.
I was training one of my buddies, and he's a taller guy, lanky guy, and he couldn't go down with his body all the way because his elbows would hang off the end.
Do you film all your workouts or not?
I hate filming myself working out.
I've never, very few videos. And I've been asked for 10 years.
Dude, I just like working out.
Well, so the problem,
headphones
we work out so much that is a full-time job to film the workout.
Yeah.
Like, if you filmed every single workout.
I film probably 1 set per exercise at most if I'm gonna do like a long-form YouTube video like this. Welcome to another workout walkthrough. Today we are at Superfitness with Steven, as you guys saw, and we're gonna be hitting push. So that means chest, shoulders, and triceps. Since it was my first time at his gym, I didn't really know what machines he had, so he would kind of just ask me like what body part I was trying to target, and then he would give me his favorite machine for that. So to start, we're gonna be doing a chest press. This is a hammer strength chest press, but this was the newest version of it, and this was really, really smooth. We did descending sets here from 12, so we started with 12 and then did a set of 10 and then did a set of 8 and then did a really heavy set at 6 to really overstimulate the chest fibers. From there, we go and hit our first shoulder exercise, and I don't start my shoulders with a traditional dumbbell push movement or a shoulder press anymore. I've actually been starting them with either a front delt exercise or a rear delt exercise. This kind of goes with my workout philosophy that I have been using recently, which is to really hit the accessories hard so that they're not gassed after doing compound movements. The rep scheme here was again 12, 10, 8, 6, except this time on the 6, I did a drop set and I really burned it out. I went past failure, did partials at the end, and that gave me a really good rear delt pump. The next thing we did was a incline chest press. We actually have this machine at Hard Work and I really hate it, but for some reason this time when I got on it, maybe it's because I got a little bit stronger, maybe I think it's because I actually got better shoulder mobility. The machine actually felt really good. So here again we did another 12, 10, 8, 6 with a drop set on the 6. It's always really nice working out with a partner when you're doing drop sets so that you don't have to stand up and actually strip the weights and further fatigue yourself. So here, shout out Steven, he is stripping the weights for me so that I can burn out with one plate. On drop sets, it's really important for those first couple reps to definitely be full range of motion, but towards the end when you're overloading, there's nothing wrong with banging out a few partials too to really isolate that muscle. Moving on, we did the hammer strength selectorized shoulder press. This machine was a really full circle moment for me. So the very first gym membership that I had was to Lifetime Fitness in Apex, and this is one of the shoulder machines that they had there. I remember I would go in and I would work out, and for this machine in particular, I would only do about 40 pounds on both sides, which is like 2 selections from the top. So this was kind of cool. Haven't touched this machine since then, but it was really cool seeing how much stronger I got. Steven absolutely killed me on this exercise. He has way stronger shoulders than I do, but we did, you probably guessed it, another 12, 10, 8, 6 with the drop rep scheme. I really love doing drop sets on selectorized machines like this because you can just move the pin, you don't have to go unload plates, and you can keep the muscle moving without having too much lactic acid buildup. Now, as a machine snob, I just kind of wanted to take a second and mention why I really like this machine and why I feel like a lot of shoulder machines get it wrong. So as you can see, Steven just did there, and when I go and hit my next set, a lot of times shoulder machines I feel like won't glide on the right plane, and what I mean by that is that the handle will be too far in front of your shoulder, so it kind of feels like you're pushing up and it really hurts that rotator cuff like AC joint area. But as you can see, when I'm at the bottom of the rep here, my wrists are actually stacking really nicely over my elbows, and for me that makes for a really solid and smooth feeling shoulder press. This is my favorite machine of all time, the Arsenal lateral raise. When I become rich one day, or when Arsenal wants to sponsor me for using this machine every single workout one day, I'm actually just going to put one of these in my bedroom. We didn't do descending sets here. We actually just banged out 4 sets of 12, and we made sure to do full range of motion. The pointers that I can offer on this machine are that you really need to keep your back locked in, and the best analogy I like to use is as if you were going to set up for a bench. So retract your scapula, keep all of that locked in, and that way you'll minimize trap movement. And when you minimize trap movement, you're going to isolate the delt a lot more, which is really what we're trying to grow by doing lateral raises. Next, we had to do a chest exercise, some sort of fly movement, so we just did some pretty standard cable flies. I actually don't do cable flies as much as I should because I always feel rude taking up 2 cable spots to do 1 chest exercise when we have the pec deck and the Arsenal incline fly at my home gym. But the gym was pretty empty at this time, so we were able to hit some nice chest flies here. I think we did 3 sets in a higher rep range, so somewhere between 12 and 15 quality reps. The main focus here was really letting the weight back slow and getting a nice squeeze at the top. Now this is the king of tricep machines. This is a overhead tricep extension made by Arsenal. It has a massive footprint. I think it's bigger than most hack squats in terms of like surface area it's going to take up on the gym floor. And it only serves one purpose, which is why it's really hard to find these in your local gym. But since it's not every day I get to use this machine, we did a couple more sets here. I think we did 6 sets. We did 2 sets of around 15. We did 2 sets of around 10. And then once my elbows and all my tendons and stuff felt really good, I think we dropped it down and did some heavier sets at around 6 or 8. The reason I like this machine so much, and if you can tell by the weight stack, I'm really not doing that much weight, but this is a weak part of my triceps for me. And this is kind of a hard exercise to imitate too. So if you think about the typical tricep exercises that we do our cable push downs, we do our close grip presses, we do our push downs as well. But the only exercise that kind of imitates this is like a dumbbell overhead press, and that's like pretty uncomfortable to get into if you're doing a decent amount of weight. But that being said, I think I'm gonna cut the video off here. I forgot to record an outro. I have a really cool video planned for the first weekend of December when I go to a strongman competition, so stick around.